What's going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe, and we got some more Star versus the Forces of Evil goodness to talk about. I've been reading the hell out of Star's Book of Spells. It's a great read. If you haven't picked it up already, it's available now. This isn't a sponsorship, by the way. I'm just telling you, it's a great book if you like lore, especially if you like Star lore. There's a lot of really interesting pieces of insight there, and Darren FC actually did confirm that this book's going to have some stuff that's going to play into the show at some point, so it's definitely worth a read. I still haven't completely 100% finished it yet, but I'm pretty close, so I would definitely check it out because there's a lot to dive into already, and I haven't even finished the book. So we're going to probably talk about this book a little bit more. Real quick, New York Comic Con is going on right now. Neither Hailey nor I or anyone in the Cartoon Universe is going to that, unfortunately, but apparently there's not a ton of panels, but there is a Star vs. Forces of Evil panel on Sunday, so definitely be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when there's any potential news or clips or anything like that. The one thing I want to talk about for Star vs. Forces of Evil is this man by the name of Alphonse the Worthy, and this man might look a little bit familiar. He is confirmed to be Eclipsa's father, which we never really got mentioned in the show, but now we know. We know is this guy named Alphonse the Worthy. Who exactly is Alphonse the Worthy? Well, we've actually seen him in the show, but I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. There's a little interesting little tidbit there. This man right here was a big part of the Mumin Monster War. He was very close with Solaria, who was the queen that was present during the time of the start of the Monster War, and he was very, very vital. He was a sea captain, but it's actually revealed in Eclipsa's chapter. She states that her mother Solaria and Alphonse went off to sea, and then 9 months later she was born. So this was an interesting little cruise ship that they had going on. I'm not sure what kind of ventures at sea they were having, but you know what I'm saying. Solaria actually stated that she didn't have time, nor did she want to take on an actual king. So this means that, in a sense, Eclipsa was sort of an illegitimate child, so to speak, because Solaria pretty much raised her by herself for the most part. So far, it's not stated if Alphonse the Worthy had a bad relationship with Eclipsa or with Solaria or anything like that, but it seems like he wasn't really much of a part of actually raising Eclipsa in any real significant sense for the most part. So Eclipsa was pretty much destined to not be a normal human princess from the start, because her birth, in a sense, wasn't even fully legitimate, so to speak, which is pretty crazy stuff. So why is this so significant? What's the significance, the importance of this man, Alphonse the Worthy? Well, it's very interesting because he's actually showed up in the show twice, technically. He is dead, he's not alive, but he seems like he's sort of kind of alive, because if you remember this scene,
Blood moon tonight.
it seems like he was actually egging Marco on to go to the Blood Moon Ball, which is very interesting. I don't know why he would do this if he understood that there was some connection between Star and Marco that could never really be replicated, because clearly him and Solaria, they had a very special bond, and it seemed like this kind of bond, this relationship that they had, was never meant to be taken seriously in the eyes of humans. So it could have been possible that they were these kind of star-crossed, forbidden lovers, of so to speak, and this is why he's so passionate about Star and Marco getting together, because he's truly just a romantic. And it'd be interesting to see if this in any way connects to Marco potentially being human. We had a whole theory about that, a couple theories about that, but a recent theory based off of the Book of Spells that we just talked about. But another thing was that he appeared in the episode Sweet Dreams, when it was revealed that Eclipsa can use him as a secret passage, his painting as a secret passage, and he seems to give her a little wink. All she has to say is, "Oh, Captain, permission to come aboard," and then he gives a wink, and then he opens the gate. And this is very interesting because that's actually her father, which I know she's aware of, but it's very interesting that that kind of just ties back to Eclipsa directly. So he's kind of helping out his daughter, you know, even if he wasn't there to directly raise her, she's actually really helping her out. Now, I don't know how this works exactly, if there's some Harry Potter stuff going on where it's the dead people can go into paintings and still sort of live, because he's clearly talking to Marco and he can wink and open himself. So I don't know what the deal is with that, some sort of magic thing going on there, but there's a connection there. So I'm curious if he has any sort of connection to the actual Blood Moon, since he was egging Marco on to join Star for the Blood Moon, or he's just a hopeless romantic. But I feel like we're not done with Alphonse yet. I feel like we're going to see more of him. We're going to hear about more of him, and Darren FC did say that there are going to be stuff from the book that's going to come into play in the actual show. So this could potentially be one of those things. I don't actually know, but I find Alphonse the Worthy a very, very interesting character, and especially since he's Eclipsa's father, that means there's a lot to him inherently because it's freaking Eclipsa. But what do you guys think about Alphonse? Do you think he has a connection to the Blood Moon, to Marco, to monsters in any way? Is he just a hopeless romantic, or is he just some guy in a painting who's just happens to be related to Eclipsa? Definitely curious to know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. And like I said, we're going to be covering any news from animation that, you know, New York Comic Con has, anything interesting, any shows that we cover on this channel, some Dragon Prince stuff happening, some Voltron stuff happening, a little bit here and there. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Michael Williams. You've been watching Cartoon Universe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.